Coming up on Fulton Today, voters who choose not to take advantage of early voting have one more opportunity to make their voices heard.
The county's legislative delegation hears from Fulton leaders about the plans in place to help those with mental health issues. I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll have more on this story coming up.
And local teens show off their artwork based on a critically acclaimed New York Times best-selling book. That and much more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Despite the 2019 legislative session still 3 months away, Fulton County leaders and legal representatives are already in the ears of Fulton's legislative delegation to inform them about the financial help needed to meet the county's behavioral health needs. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now from outside the state capitol with more on this story. Brian?
Shania, Fulton County takes the next step in its quest of diverting those with mental health issues away from the jail while getting them the help they need.
Dealing with mental health will address many of the issues that cut across what your constituents are worried about, whether it's crime, economic development, etc.
The Coverdale Legislative Office was full of Fulton representatives updating the Fulton delegation on a number of topics, none bigger than behavioral health. Chief Judge Robert McBurney, the county manager, and 3 of Fulton commissioners were just some of the Fulton representatives in attendance with the goal of seeking the state's assistance with helping those suffering with mental health issues in the community. More specifically, those who repeatedly find themselves in trouble with the law.
We find consistently that some of the trickiest cases to work through in the criminal justice side are folks with mental health issues. They come into our courtrooms repeatedly. They don't respond to sort of the cause and effect relationship of deterrence. You're locked up for a while. That convinces you not to steal another car. That's not what helps these folks.
This is significant, and it's a problem that we can't handle or tackle alone. We will definitely need help from the state, so this was an opportunity for us to continue to make our case for state assistance.
That assistance includes investing in 4 initiative business cases the county feels would improve behavioral health inside the justice system.
We were very sensitive to share with them our 4 business cases, which really, I think, are the linchpin of where we're going, which include really treating people in a more humane way and really trying to divert people from jail if they don't have to come as a result of a mental health illness.
We need to target and impact homelessness, housing, and the opioid crisis, and just come together as municipalities and work on these efforts together.
According to the county manager, there are over 100,000 Fulton County residents with behavioral health issues. Only 1,200 in the last year were served by county clinicians. Nearly 4 times that amount has been served since the beginning of this year with the addition of behavioral health providers Rivers Edge and Chris 180.
I'm very excited about the work that the county has presented today. I think it really gave us a much better appreciation for where we can go with this to really take the stigma away from people who have mental illness and properly, hopefully, divert them and treat them in a more humane way so that even though they may have committed crimes, that those things can be addressed in, a humane way, and people can still live productive lives, hopefully, when they're treated correctly.
Both parties feel the meeting went well and expect the same results for their next meeting in mid-November.
We're going to focus in that meeting more on homelessness and addictions, which of course are very critical and lead sometimes into the justice system as well. And as we do that meeting or prepare for that meeting, we'll be talking with the City of Atlanta, which we've already been working with, as their homeless initiative complements our behavioral health initiative, and it's bringing both of those together. And I think, again, the delegation will appreciate seeing 2 governments working together and then also what they can do to help accelerate that process.
These meetings between Fulton County and its delegation are taking place ahead of the 2019 Georgia legislative session, which is scheduled to convene on January 14th. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you very much, Brian. If you're not taking advantage of early voting, you have one last opportunity to cast your vote. Hours for all early voting polling locations are extended this week, with doors opening at 7 a.m. and closing at 7 p.m. The early voting period has been a popular option for Fulton County residents to cast their vote ahead of the November 6th general election. More than 21,000 registered voters made their way to the polls during the first 2 days of early voting.
In addition, if you look on the state stats, basically 1 out of every 6.5 votes that have been cast in the state so far have been cast in Fulton County. And we only have 1 out of every 9 voters. So Fulton County voters are voting in a greater proportion than other counties around the state.
Early voters can cast their vote at any of the polling locations and additional 11 outreach locations. If you are waiting to vote on Election Day, you must do so at your designated polling location listed on your head of household mailing card. Voting day hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Some county citizens get a closer look at how their water is cleaned by the county. Public Works officials gave a tour of the Camp Creek Water Reclamation Facility to celebrate Clean Water Week.
Today's group is coming to us from a health and wellness facility. They are interested in getting their clients out and about in the community and learning about everyday things. And so they reached out to us about setting up a tour, and we decided to include them on our Clean Water Week tours.
The group from Fulton County's North Training Center learned how wastewater is collected and then treated after they've used it in their own home, as well as how it's returned cleanly to the Chattahoochee River.
The class benefited well from this because they were given the exposure to something that they may have not known before or just heard about in passing. I did do a short class back at the training center on this very subject, which is how we ended up coming here. And I think it just benefited them to, be on site, also hands-on with the experience.
Public Works Clean Water Week festivities celebrate the 1972 passing of the Clean Water Act. The Board of Commissioners honored Public Works with a proclamation for its commitment to providing safe and reliable collection of treatment of wastewater. Citizens University students learn how the county helps residents be self-sufficient. This class met at the Helene S. Mills Multipurpose Center to hear from community development and senior service representatives. Community development staffers discussed the ways they develop safe and affordable housing. The students also learned about the services the county offers the senior citizen population, including transportation and utilities assistance.
Well, I didn't realize the breadth of services and how creatively the county leverages the dollars that they have by working with partners in the community. That was very interesting. Also, I was excited about the way they've approached the problems that the community faces as it relates to improving the quality of life.
I learned about the services that are available to seniors, being a senior myself, and I'm amazed at the things that are available.
Next week, the class discovers how the county ensures that all people are healthy when they visit with members of the Board of Health. A group of young artists receive inspiration from a new movie to create their latest projects. A new young adult art exhibit at the Abernathy Research Library features original works created by local teens called The Hate You Give, The Art of Advocacy. This exhibit addresses themes like gang violence, racism, police brutality, the U.S. court system, and family life. The teens made use of various art mediums and styles to explain how they see the topics through their eyes.
My piece is called Recliner, and it features a small animal, doggish, cattish person sitting on a reclining chair in a room. The recliner chair and the dog are a sticker, and then the room is pastel on cardboard paper.
So for my own piece, I wanted to kind of display the fact of thug life and how the hate you give F's everyone.
All of them took that movie and connected to it and brought out a theme that is so beautifully executed in their piece.
Now, The Hate You Give is a new film in theaters right now and is based on the critically acclaimed New York Times bestseller by Angie Thomas.
Our youth are in tune with what's going on in the world, that they do have a say and a feeling about gun violence, police brutality, and the such, and that what they are able to create and convey on those subjects is important.
The exhibit, presented in part by 20th Century Fox, will be on display in the Abernathy Research Library through December. For information, just log on to afbls.org. And still to come on Fulton Today, celebrating a monumental time in a shipping giant's history. Details in our district-by-district coverage next. One commissioner makes a plea to residents arrested but never convicted to apply for a second chance at legal freedom, and others celebrate the grand opening of the new UPS hub. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We began with Chairman Rob Pitts, who is partnering with the Temple and civic and religious community leaders and county justice partners to host a Veterans Day Record Restriction Summit. Residents who have a criminal record who were arrested in Fulton County jurisdiction but not convicted at trial have an opportunity to have their records restricted.
You have people, young people, primarily men, but also women, who probably made a mistake at some point in their life, who've been on the straight and narrow since then and simply need a second chance. That's what we're all about, second chances. And this will give them an opportunity to clean up their record, because if you have that stigma on your record, it impacts your ability to get a job, to go to school, to raise a family, all kinds of negative things associated with life.
The chairman attended the last summit hosted by the Fulton County Solicitor General earlier this summer. The Veterans Day event is on November 12th from noon until 4 p.m. and registration was required to attend this event. However, those not registered can still go to get information on the process. Meanwhile, a host of county leaders celebrate the grand opening of the United Parcel Services Smart Hub facility. The multinational package delivery and supply chain management company chose to place its hub off of Fulton Industrial Boulevard.
It's connecting Georgia and the Southeast to the entire world. And it's especially important for this community because jobs are very important. And when you create jobs, then communities just kind of grow from that. So we're real excited.
This is a great day. We've been working on this project with UPS for many, many years, 3 or more. And to have it finally open, see the excitement here, and to know that we're going to have such a strong economic base out of this facility with it'll be 3,000 jobs when they're fully staffed.
UPS has been working closely with Fulton County to host hiring events for this very facility.
It has been an absolutely great partner. UPS partnered with Fulton County and my office to bring these jobs to the community, and as well as they're bringing all types of benefits for their workers. You can actually work part-time and still have personal employee benefits.
It's a great work environment, a lot of people to meet and talk with and do life with. You're all in the same boat, so you got plenty of camaraderie.
This facility will be our showcase facility. We're hoping here to start out one of the trends for UPS.
UPS has invested over $400 million to build the new regional package sorting hub on the 341-acre industrial site. The new facility features the latest UPS sorting, processing, and data capturing technology. In the 1.2 million square foot facility, more than 100,000 packages per hour will be carried over 15 miles of conveyors. And finally, in District 6.
One of the things we learn from listening to people as well as professionals is that transportation and the ability to move when you need to move, to avoid isolation, is a #1 issue with seniors.
Commissioner Emma I. Darnell revisits the issue of transportation and how to best get seniors the mobile access they need. During the Seniors Summit earlier this year at the Darnell facility, The commissioner says residents made it clear they needed to remain active, but transportation was a challenge.
Transportation has emerged as a major issue for the Department of Senior Services and indeed for this entire government. It was our coming together in a senior summit that we learned that seniors are interested in alternative transportation too.
Fulton Senior Services team has partnered with services like Uber and Lyft to offer those alternative transportation methods. And still to come, the courts and Board of Health each celebrate major firsts when turning around the lives of those battling health crises. We'll explain when we come back. Fulton's justice partners celebrate the success of clients in their courts who, but for getting the help they needed, could have been in jail. Here's FGTV's Priscilla Ortega.
It is a moment that Fulton judges are proud to celebrate, and a moment that one-time defendants are happy that was made available. This is the first ever magistrate and state court mental health court graduation.
This was an entire collaboration thanks to our Fulton County Superior Court, which led the Mental Health Task Force. It was an opportunity for us to make misdemeanor mental health one of the 4 recommendations that would move forward from that task force. And so thanks to that and the support that we received at the beginning of 2018, we were able to say, hey, the misdemeanor defendants need something for them, and we were able to start this in July of 2018.
The pilot program ultimately serves to reduce recidivism by promoting safe communities and fair outcomes for misdemeanor defendants struggling with mental health concerns. The program consists of a collaborative effort among state court, magistrate court, and the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities.
Individuals who have participated in this program have successfully completed a 90-day program, and as a result of completing this program, they have been able to see the charges against them dismissed and their records were sealed, which is a good day because these are people who are sick with an illness that affects so many in our community.
The Misdemeanor Mental Health Court program was first launched by the Magistrate Court of Fulton County in July 2018 with the goal of protecting public safety and providing a healthier and more sustainable release for detained misdemeanor defendants with mental health needs.
It was my first ever incident, so I was like, oh no, what's going to happen? But when the Misdemeanor Mental Health Court picked me up, it gave me so much hope. Because I was off my medication, I did need help, and I didn't think I was going to get it being in jail and such.
And based on the smiles on the faces of the program graduates, they are well on their way to positive long-term outcomes, a win-win for both the former defendant and the community in which they live. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you very much. Fulton's HIV/AIDS Prevention, Care, and Policy Advisory Committee holds its inaugural meeting. The committee replaces the Fulton County Task Force on HIV and AIDS and seeks to update the strategy to end AIDS in Fulton County, first published by the task force.
A lot of folks just don't realize that HIV is still very much a crisis in our own local community. And so a community effort was launched in conjunction with several commissioners a few years ago. And now this body is a more permanent body to kind of look at those issues on an ongoing basis and make sure that the strategy is fully implemented as we had envisioned it and approved a few years ago.
The committee will periodically report to the Board of Commissioners on the impact and effectiveness of the implementation of policy recommendations outlined in the strategy, as well as provide input into new strategies, tactics, and policies that may be supported by commissioners to all address HIV and AIDS in Fulton County.
We want to be sure that people of color, particularly gay, bisexual, transgender people, are represented on this committee, and that the voices of people living with HIV should really be driving the work on this committee, as it did with the Task Force on HIV/AIDS.
This committee was convened by Chairman Rob Pitts with District 4 Commissioner Natalie Hall. The advisory body will also provide input into Fulton County's federal and state legislative packages addressing HIV and AIDS. Fulton's health professionals are celebrating a successful Breast Cancer Awareness Month campaign. The annual October observance wrapped up with a luncheon to recognize, in part, the community partners who have joined the fight this year. The 100 Black Men of America South Metro chapter is one of the 2018 partner organizations.
Focusing on collaborations like this with Fulton County, if we come together and do something versus talking the talk and not walking the walk, it'll make a big difference in the end.
In addition to the luncheon, county employees who got in the spirit and decorated their doors and office in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month were also recognized.
The purpose of this friendly competition is to do one thing: increase awareness as it pertains to breast cancer and try to get as many women and men screened as early as possible and to detect any type of abnormalities as early as possible.
Fulton's Board of Health team hosted numerous outreach events to inform residents about the importance of getting mammograms for both men and women. And still to come on Fulton Today, a new service from the county's libraries is helping patrons connect with the rest of the world from the comforts of their home. We'll explain. The fall season is officially here, and we know that not just because of the calendar, but because of the return of a popular community event. The Abernathy Arts Center team hosted the 32nd annual Abernathy Artist Market. This yearly event provides students and instructors at the Abernathy Arts Center to not only show off their work, but gives guests the opportunity to purchase the handmade items.
Because it does feature our students and instructors, you get a really great idea of the work that we make here at Abernathy Arts Center. So you can come by, check out the work, buy some gifts for your friends and your family, but you can also say, hey, I really would love to learn how to paint that, or work with glass, or work with clay. And what you're seeing here is actually the product of taking classes here. It's a great way for you to even, get involved with taking courses here with us.
Paintings, pottery, candles, and jewelry are just some of the items available to purchase for those looking to beat that holiday rush.
It's a wonderful opportunity one time a year to come here and connect with the community and have my work for sale and just connect with whoever else lives in the community.
If you'd like to learn more about the Abernathy Artist Market and all of the programs Fulton County Arts and Culture has to offer, just log on to fultonarts.org. And finally, a new service from the county's libraries is helping patrons stay connected to the world. The Atlanta Fulton Public Library System is now offering the checkout of free Wi-Fi hotspots and Chromebooks. Whether you need the internet at home for a school project or to work on a resume, the Wi-Fi and Chromebook kits allow you to access the internet and to offer features like Google Drive, as long as you have that all-important library card.
We are now checking out Chromebooks and hotspots to patrons throughout the system. They can just use their library card to check out a hotspot and laptop for 21 days. And we're hoping that it'll help really bridge that digital divide that we see so often in so many of the neighborhoods that we serve.
This service is just one of the many free programs the Atlanta Fulton Public Library System offers its patrons year-round. Once again, just log on to afbls.org to get more details. And before you go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. And you can watch a replay of this show and any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.